So I had a dream. I can't remember where I was. I was outside. I saw Obama, and he was going inside of like, not even a store. He was just going inside of like an office or something. And a lot of people were going in before he was going in. Like a line of people were going in before he went in. But I want to say this. So the main message that he said to me, because we didn't have a conversation, but he said something to me. And he said that people do not appeal. People do not appeal. And I'm going to look it up because I just looked it up to see what that meant, because I wanted the definition of it. Not just what I know off of my head, but I wanted just to read the definition of appeal. He said the reason that the way things are the way they are is because people do not appeal. And so I wanted to look up the definition of appeal. And here it is. Appeal meaning. And so, God dog it, go away. This thing is just not, okay. Sorry about that. It has an application to a higher court for a decision to be reversed. An application to a higher court for a decision to be reversed. Okay? Apply to a higher court for reversal of the decision of a lower court. So guess what? What this is right now is the lower court. This is the lower court. Or I say lower mind. I call it the lower mind. But right here, apply to a higher court for a reversal of the decision of a lower court. Okay? And so what Obama was saying was people do not appeal. These decisions that's being made by folks, by people who folks want to believe are the real elite, but they are of a lower court. Okay, what people want to believe is the elite is of a lower court. They're of a lower court. Okay? And people do not appeal the decisions that they're making. People complain about Bill Gates. People complain about, Zuckerberg, Facebook, Metaverse, whatever they're complaining about. Complaining about, the COVID, the COVID. People complain about the masks, the lockdowns, whatever it is that's supposed to be going on, because I don't pay attention to the news. I do not watch the news unless I know their language. If I'm not speaking their code language, if I do not know exactly how to speak their code language, I'm not going to watch the news. The news is not to give me information if I'm not one of them. And I'm not one of them, so the news is not giving me the truth. It's not giving me information, so I'm not going to watch it. And then on top of that, what they're doing is they're telling you a vision that they want you to manifest for them. See, people like to say, watch your words, watch your thoughts, watch how you think, and watch how you say things, and say things in this way to manifest what you want. I've seen that all over YouTube and stuff like that. But why are you looking at the news? Because most of the negativity that people manifest is coming from looking at the news. You better off looking at Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of whatever these shows, Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop. As ratchet as they might be, at least you know not to take them seriously. See, that's the difference between looking at them and looking at the news. At least with them, you know that stuff is not your life. You know that after you finish watching that stuff, you got your own life. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Right? But when you look at the news, you feel like they're telling you about what's going to happen in your life. So the most of the crap that people manifest come from looking at the news, not these other ratchet shows. I'm not giving credit to the ratchet shows saying you should look at it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I just happen to see that people prioritize what they feel like is important media. And it's like, well, I look at the news, I look at the presidential debates, and I look at all this stuff, thinking that that's something that's supposed to be high vibrational when it's worse. It's worse than looking at the trashiest stuff. It's worse than looking at Bad Girls Club or whatever people look at. I don't know if that stuff is still on. I'm just calling out names from what used to be on TV. Okay? Because you know at the end of the day, that ain't got shit to do with you. You look at it for entertainment and you're done with it. You know at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with you. Okay? Even if you go look at a movie. Only thing about movies, you just got to be, in anything on television, you got to be careful with the subliminal programming, of course, because you have something called a subconscious. And a subconscious, according to what I heard from a channel, somebody else channeling this Church of Scientology entity, God, this Church of Scientology God, that the subconscious was created to keep people from ascending. You keep getting stuff put into the subconscious, and you keep thinking that you have to deal with your own demons, and it's really the subconscious is created to keep putting trash in there, stuff that don't have anything to do with you, stuff that you probably never even personally experienced, but stuff keep getting put in there to keep you heavy, to keep you low. And so even when we look at a lot of movies, TV, and all that stuff, it's a lot of stuff, subliminal stuff that could be put into your subconscious. And you could be feeling like, well, it don't bother me. But, when stuff is put into your subconscious, you don't feel nothing on a conscious level. You don't feel anything. Okay? So you got to be careful with that, too. But, anyway, yeah, I'm just going to end it with that, Obama said in my dream that people do not appeal, and that is the way the world is the way it is. And to end this, I'm going to read that definition one more again. Oh my goodness. I just saw a text. I don't feel like, goodness, every single day. Okay, I'm getting all personal and stuff. Let me read this definition again. Okay, here we go again. Appeal. Apply. This is in law, right? Apply to a higher court for reversal of the decision of a lower court. This stuff that's going on right here that a lot of us seeing is the lower court. And I'm not going to say nobody, but most people are not appealing to a higher court to reverse the stuff that is going on. Now, that was for me because personally, I don't want to go through another lockdown. Okay, lockdown. Lockdown. I don't want to go through another lockdown. I don't feel like wearing masks again. I do work in a healthcare facility and I do put on face masks because sometimes it's better to put on a face mask around certain people, right? I wear that a lot of sometimes in my healthcare facilities anyway, when I'm around patients and stuff that are high risk for me. I put on masks anyway. But just going out to the public, going to the gas station, going outside and just I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that mess. I do not want to do that. Obama was basically saying, you don't have to put up with the stuff that's supposed to be coming out. Going digital, whatever it is that you don't want to put up with, you don't have to deal with that. But nobody's appealing to a higher court to reverse this decision. So things keep going on the way they go on. And people say, why do they keep getting away with this? Because the people don't know their power. It's because the people don't know their power. That's why things happen the way they happen. But anyway, that was for me because I've been pretty much saying I don't want to deal with this again. It's unnecessary, it's unproductive, and I don't want to deal with it. In a simulation, it is a simulation, and in a simulation, I mean, if I have to just go along with whatever somebody want to throw on me, I want to end the simulation. I want to terminate the simulation. Basically, if I got to go through what somebody else tell me I have to go through and it's making me suffer, then I'm going to terminate the simulation by any means necessary. Ain't no need of being in the simulation. What does simulation mean? Let's look it up because I know what it means. It means to simulate something. It means it's not real. It's a simulation. This is a simulation. Let's look it up. Simulation. The action of pretending. Deception. This life is deception. This is simulation. This is deception. It's not really happening. It's a simulation. Clever simulation that's good enough to trick you. The production of a computer model of something, especially for the purpose of study. Hello. Because I've been said that I already know I'm in a virtual reality. I've said that I already know that I'm in a virtual reality. And I see it all the time. I see it. The production of a computer model of something, especially for the purpose of study. The method was treated by computer simulation. Okay? Here's another definition. What is the real meaning of simulation? A simulation is the imitation. A simulation is the imitation of the operation of a real world process or system over time. Simulations require the use of models. The model represents the key characteristics or behaviors of the selected system or process. These are simulations. It's not really happening. So if I have to be in a world, in a simulation that's not even real, it's basically a false world, it's a simulation, computer programs, and I have to be a part of a simulation where I'm made to constantly suffer. Okay? I am made to constantly suffer. Then I'm going to do everything possible to end the simulation by any means necessary. But really, going back to what Obama said, things are happening the way they are happening is because people do not appeal. They don't appeal. And with that being said, I will talk to you later.